Hello, welcome to another video on CWP. Now, in this video, we are going to see how you can install several versions of PHP. Remember, PHP is the engine that drives your website. So we want to see how we can install several versions of PHP on our server, and how we can switch between those versions. So you can have, if you have like 6 websites, one website may require PHP 8, which is the latest version. Another website may require PHP 7.2, another website may require PHP 5 point something, and then you want to be able to switch between all these versions. So how do you do this? Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to come into your CWP admin dashboard, which is what you are seeing now. And once you come into that area, you can just, under the navigation, you can just search for PHP selector. Now, if you do only search for PHP, you would see different ways by which you can do that. You can use the PHP FPM selector, and you can use PHP selector. I'm just going to go with PHP selector here because it is the most convenient. Now, once you go to PHP selector, you would have, or you would see a list of different types of PHP that you can pick from. So here you have PHP 5.3, you have PHP 5.4, you have PHP 5.5, 5.6, 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, 8.0, and PHP 8.1. Now for this server right now, you would see that PHP 5.3 is not installed, PHP 5.4 is not installed, 5.5 is not installed, 5.6 is not installed, 7.0 is not installed, but 7.3 is installed with some custom configurations. 7.4 is installed with default configurations. 8.0 is installed with default configurations. 8.1 is installed with default configurations. So right now on this server, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different PHP versions installed. If you need to install more PHP versions, what you want to do is come to that version. For instance, if I want to install PHP 7.2 on this server, I can just come under PHP 7.2 and I choose the version of PHP 7.2 that I want installed. For instance, if I want installed PHP 7.2.34, I click on PHP 7.2.34. Now, if I need to customize the options, I go to more options here and I customize the options. But if I don't need to customize the options, I just want to go with the default settings. Once I have selected PHP 7.2 to be installed, I come down and I do save and build. So I just do save and build, and then I compile that PHP version by starting the compiler. So I just do start compile. Now, once I start the compiler, you would see on top here, if you are running the latest version of CWP Pro, you would see on top here where you can monitor the log of that installation. Now, you should always remember that when you are compiling PHP, because it's heavy, that compilation can take up to 30 minutes to complete. So don't expect that immediately you install or you compile a PHP version, that version should be available immediately. It doesn't become available immediately. It takes some time for the PHP version that you have chosen or you are trying to compile to complete compilation. So you can monitor what is going on with the compilation so that you know when it is complete by showing this view log. So as long as a PHP build is being compiled, you would have this log here that you can just click and it will open up, and once it opens up, you will see that installation process going on. Now, if you also want to see that installation process in your console, probably using like an SSH client like Putty, you can just run this command and you will be able to see this same thing that is happening, and you will see it live. So this is your installation going on live. So all you need to do is wait for some time. It will take some time to compile. It can take up to like 30 minutes. And then after the compilation is complete, you will see that this log will no longer show. Or if you are leaving it so that you see when it is complete, you will be shown a notice that shows you, oh, this compilation is complete, and you know that PHP 7.2 is now available on the server. I'm just going to close this. And then please pay attention. Once there is no compilation going on, you won't see this notice here. But as long as there's a compilation going on, you will see this notice. Now, if you need need to change the PHP version of a specific site, you can decide to set the PHP version for all your sites, the global PHP version. In order to do that, you come to your PHP version switcher here. Now, when you go to PHP version switcher, you can choose the current or the version that you want to be installed on any site by default. So for this particular server, PHP 7.2, PHP 7.4 is the default. So any site that is created or hosted on this server will automatically have PHP 7.4. And you can see these are the versions that are available, but 7.4 is the default version. So you can set a default for your server so that you don't have to change PHP version from time to time. So you use this PHP version switcher to set the default. Now, if you need to change PHP version for a specific site, all you need to do is go into the control panel of that site. Now, this is the admin, the major admin. Each site has its own control panel. By now, you should be familiar with that. So you go into the control panel of that specific site, which is this. And then once you come here on the dashboard, you can just go to PHP selector here, or you just search for PHP here. And then you pick PHP selector, whichever you choose will take you to the same place. So you go to PHP selector, and then when you get to the PHP selector, you can pick which version you want for the server. So you choose the domain. If you have multiple domains, probably subdomains, you pick the domain that you want to work with. And then once you pick the domain, it tells you the default version. Like I said, the default version for this server is 7.4. Now, once you pick the default version for the server, you can now decide for this particular domain, you can now decide to say, okay, I'm picking 7.4, and then you can now choose the version that you want. So you see the 8.1 is available, 8.0 is available, 7.4 is available, and then you can pick 7.3 for instance. If you decide you want to pick for a particular directory, you can also do that by choosing the directory you want and picking the version that you want. So for this particular domain, I'm going to pick 7.3, and I'm just going to do update version. Now, once I do update version, all I just need to do is wait. And once you see the change has been successful, you will see that my PHP version has been updated to 7.3. So for this particular website, you will see that the PHP version that will now be running will be PHP 7.3. And that is how to choose or to change PHP version for each particular site on your server, and to change or to set PHP version for your entire server, and how to install specific PHP versions that you want or you want to use. So if in future PHP 9 comes out, you can just easily switch to PHP 9 by yourself, and that's how to do it. It's so simple, it's so convenient. CWP makes it super simple to do. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.